evening, my name is Garrett and welcome to The Last Call. Tonight's final drink is from the Wilderness Whiskey Company. This is the original whiskey in the wild, coming in at a 35% ABV, 3-year age statement. Now, full disclosure, I reached out to the Wilderness Whiskey Company and asked if I could do a review over their products, and they were really cool people to talk with, and big shout out to them. So just full disclosure, they sent me the product. So a couple of things we know about this one. First of all, we know this is a pet project from Jeremy Roenick. He got together with Siep Fu. I'm sure I pronounced your name wrong, so I do apologize. And they worked together to make this project happen. And essentially, they sourced 3-year-old Canadian whiskey, which is 100% corn, which as far as I know, I've never had a corn whiskey from Canada. They proved it down to 35%, so technically all speaking, this is a kind of a flavored whiskey concept. And then they've flavored it with extracts of chocolate, vanilla, and blackberry. And then they also added wild black elderberry to really kind of make this a spirit that really stands out differently, not just because of the bottle, but because of what's inside of it. So let's get into that. And I do love their bottle design here. They got this big elastic band to kind of hold everything together. The front of here, and this is where really gets really interesting, is the flask itself. So this is all part of the product, and this comes together. So the idea behind this, it's a thicker glass here, so it can be traveled with. And they've actually engineered a pour spout on here, the thicker glass, soft touch matte finish on the flask itself. And the idea is for you to be able to take this, fill it up with our fancy little pour spout on here, and take it with you. To be out in the elements, to be kind of maybe go out camping, go down to the bonfire, and just really just enjoy the spirit for what it is. And I give that credit because I do love the idea. I love unique bottles, and to basically engineer this to the point of, all right, we want to make something that is not only presentable, but something that is functional, more than just slapping here's a flask to include with on the bottle. They've engineered this bottle to sit in there with that. So really cool idea. I love that. The details around the bottle, they've done a lot of engraving here. The cork on top here has a compass with their logo on it. A lot of things going on here. And yeah, that's all part of presentation. Guess what? That's part of marketing. We all shop with our eyes. It happens. All right. Now make sure you subscribe to the channel and hang around, because I will also be doing their orange if it hasn't posted yet, depending on which order I decide this in. Basically, they've done it similar here, but with a twist of orange. And if you look at that, I mean, it's super dark. Super dark. Almost like rum dark, but more, it's got a little more color to it. Almost a little more golden than a rum. So, let's go for notes. So definitely sweet. And if you're not a big sweet whiskey person, this may not be for you, because it is sweet. It is a mixed drink in a bottle. But right up front, you get a very powdery cocoa note. So the best thing I could probably put this towards is not just a standard cocoa, but more like we have Godiva hot chocolate. And that's what it reminds me of a higher quality chocolate powder going on. It is sweet. You definitely get the berries going on here. The vanilla's there as well. And I've had black elderberry in the past. So you definitely get this rich, dark fruit note going on. It's very inviting. No real ABV on the nose. And even for being a young Canadian whiskey and those flavors being added, sometimes those things can peek through. As you keep going back, you get a little bit more of the vanilla going on, almost like if you took a bowl of berries and you put a little bit of yogurt over the top and then sprinkled a little bit of powdered chocolate on top of that. It is very much dessert, but not so dessert-like. The chocolate is what's really saving it, in my opinion, because it's not super sweet chocolate. It's more like a dark, bitter chocolate with other sweetnesses going on. Yeah. It's inviting, though. All right, let's go for taste. That is damn good. Oh. It is sweet, and you're gonna have to change your mindset compared to a lot of other things you're putting in a glass. So you're right up front getting that dark, powdery cocoa note. And then that starts working together with the berries to give you this very dessert idea going on as well. Yeah, the nose mimics the taste almost point for point. It's a little dry, but the sweetness makes your mouth salivate, wanting another bite, or in this sense, another drink. It's a little thick on the palate. Very much, honestly, if you'd pour this, if I went to a bar and I wanted something sweet, and this was poured for me, I don't think I'd be angry at this because all the flavors are coming through very well, very inviting. And if you're not a whiskey drinker or somebody that likes potent things, this is for you, in my opinion. It's got a lot of great profiles because what it claims to put in there from the extracts is what's coming across. You are getting a little bit of that oak. It's just peeking through just a little bit, but you're getting that vanilla, you're getting the berries, you're getting the elderberry, the blackberry, the chocolate is all showing up very presently here. But it's, again, the chocolate is very dry, almost dark chocolate, cacao-like. The little bit of vanilla showing up, that bit of berry is there, the elderberry is kind of backing things up, and then here in the finish, you're giving away to just a bit of the berry sweetness, the bit of cacao going on, and then this light touch of oak showing up. It's not heavy-handed in any of that in the finish. It all kind of rides together very well. And the part of the marketing here is, again, being out in the wilderness, taking us places, going places with it. And honestly, I think this kind of acts like a concept of trail mix, where you're getting all these flavors put into a Ziploc baggie, you're throwing it in your coat pocket, you're going on a hike. You get somewhere, you want a quick little snack, you pull it out, you throw a handful in your mouth, and you go about your trip. I think that same concept travels over to this. You filled up your flask, you're at the campsite, you left, you're on a hike, you're like, man, I could use something sweet right now. I kind of want something, because if I'm out doing things, I don't always want a smoky scotch or a heavy bourbon, but a quick little swing of that to kind of just get your taste buds excited again, or wanting that little bit of sweetness, and instead of chocolate or, a candy bar of some sort. This is kind of going to give you that same concept, just a quick little swig of it from the flask, and you're on your little happy way because it's bringing across all those flavors. Honestly, it's really decent. I love the dark cacao that's going on. I think that's probably my saving grace for this thing, because I feel like without that in there, it would be too sweet. Also, if you're interested in ordering a bottle of Whiskey in the Wild for yourself or as a gift for somebody, check out the link down in the description area below. That'll take you directly to their website where you can check out. So, all right, let's talk about market price, because we all know market price is market price, and it's always going to vary. You can order this directly from their website for $90. And originally I was like, man, $90 is a little expensive, but I started breaking things down, and I honestly don't think it's too far off of its pricing. This is a time that we have to consider the package itself as a part of the pricing. And yes, you could say, but Garrett, they could put it in a standard bottle and save some money. You're right, but I don't think the package itself would adhere to that idea. So to kind of break things down, look at the bottle itself being a decanter. This is 100% reusable. Once you finish this off, you can definitely reuse this. Fill up your favorite scotch in here, take this on a trip, or your favorite bourbon. It's got the pour spout to it. This is all engineered. Going from Amazon, you're looking at, even the most cheap of decanters, you're looking at probably $20 to $30. But let's just say, for the sake of, I'm going to say $20 just because. Soft touch flask, even if you went onto Amazon or, I went to Total Wine and looked, because they tend to have really cheap things. A flask you can buy for $10. Just a standard everyday black matte flask. With everything here, you're probably going to be looking at a little bit higher quality of the flask itself, anywhere between, $15 maybe. There's some flasks that go up to $30, which blew my mind, but it's definitely a possibility. So, you're going to toss in some money for the flask itself. Minimum $10, upwards to $20 to $30. When it comes to the whiskey itself, it reminds me a lot of what Tom Bullock is. Tom Bullock being a 41% ABV. They source theirs and they add their burnt orange flavoring to it. And that can be as cheap as $42 at my Total Wine. Or in my local market, I'm looking at $50 to $55 for a bottle of it. So even if I say this is $50 whiskey in here, you have $20 here for the bottle and then another $20 for a flask. You're right there at their asking point. And again, I think that the concept that this whole package can be reused is really great. So the big question is, who is this for? And it's not necessarily for the big whiskey aficionado that's going to be a whiskey kind of snob, for the lack of better words. It's going to be for your bottle collector, because this is such a unique bottle. It's going to make great gifts. If you're a person that maybe isn't big into whiskey, this is going to be for you. If you're going to be a person that likes sweeter things, this is going to be for you. Or again, in the bar scene, if you had this on the back of a bar stand and you were selling this as a mixed drink in a bottle for $4 or $5 a pour, heck, I don't think that's incorrect as well. I think you can have some really great fun with not only making cocktails with it, but just selling it as is. So yeah, honestly, I think exactly what they're asking for is exactly where it needs to be with the whole package itself. So with all that in mind, there we have it, folks. The original Whiskey in the Wild. If you have any questions about the bottle itself, let me know down in the comment section below. I will do my best to answer it. And if you have any specific spirit I should go looking for, also let me know down below. I love doing these reviews and sharing with you the experience at home. And as always, may your last drink of the night be the best one.
You know, and I really like it might